If you travel south from Phuket in Thailand, the Malaysian border, you will find Langkawi, your first island in Malaysia. That's where we started our trip, on board Candela, a sunfish, general sunfish, and it was in the marina in Langkawi Bay, on the eastern side of the bay, where there is a yacht club. As you can see here, the yacht club had a nice little pool where we spent most of our time. Because it was over 35 degrees centigrade in the air the whole time. We met a lot of these guys climbing around, and they were nice to watch, fun to see. And also we met Joanna and Hugh, and they were treating us to pancakes among other things. After that we went to our first real anchorage in the southern part of Malaysia, and you can see there is a freshwater lake up to the right. And that's where the attraction. We went into anchor in the sound between the island, as you see there, and that was a nice trip. There was no wind, so we know at the beginning, but we took it really easy, and it was nice to be on vacation. And here we got to see our first long-tail boat for the vacation there. It's going to be a lot more. And a lot of these guys, they're coming zooming by in numbers. But we were able to relax and read our books. And we had a neighbor. It's a Swedish flag, and his name was Ove Linnell, and he was a real long-time sailor. He was 73 years old. Doesn't stop him from climbing the mast by himself, and he needed to repair it. He built the mast himself, but it started to rot, as you can see, and he was fixing a new piece of wood for the hull, and he's been living on that boat for a long time. He left Sweden in 1960s, and he's been trying to get back 2 times, but never made it. We made it to an excursion to the freshwater lake, and met these guys again, and we also ventured over the hill to the actual lake, where there was basically a tourist trap. But it was closed when we came there, because it was in the afternoon, so we can walk around on this pathway, but the pathway was not in that hot shape. There was a lot of distractions on the road there. And one of the distractions was also a new kind of monkeys that were sitting up in the trees that we could enjoy watching. And in the end of it, we can watch the lake on one side and the ocean on the other side, which is one of the attractions. And we went back to the boat for our final night at the anchorage. From our anchorage we went up to the northwestern part of Malaysia, to Telaga Marina, and that is situated inside a couple of artificial islands, where you can see here. On the way there we saw Ocean Victory, a 144-meter luxury yacht that actually had a casualty about 2 weeks later, a guy that was stuck in the anchor chain. It was a real bad accident. But we move north to the new marina, and on the way we are eating a lot of new things, like there's a new called dragon fruit, which we never tried before. It was great tasting, and we're at the anchorage inside the artificial islands. And inside the island there is a canal that protects the marina, where you can see the marina office and the authorities building. And there's a luxury hotel on the other side, where there is a dock with luxury boats. And then there is the beach, and where the boats are anchored outside. we took a long walk around the point where there is a new beach. There is more of a luxury hotels where the different guests are living on stilts in the houses there, and there's always a mixture of people, and we saw these crabs running around making patterns on the beach. And on the way back we saw that there was a thunderstorm coming up, so we rushed back to get in time, but we didn't, so we got caught in it, but we got out to the boat before the rain started. From there we went to Thailand, to Koh Lipe, which is in a group of islands, and Koh Lipe is the smallest islands but has water on it, and so it's very developed. There's beaches on both the south side and the north side. On the north side, that's where we went to. Didn't take that long over, it's about 24 miles. Some pancakes on the way over, and we saw a lot of the trawlers that are fishing under there. And here we're anchored at the bay there in the cut between the two islands on the northern side, which is very calm and nice compared to the southern side, where we went clearing in. Unfortunately it was closed, but we got to see all the hustle and bustle, and you can see the pontoon out there where the ferries are coming with the boat with people, and then people are ferried in by the longtails. So we had to go back without clearing in, but there was no problem, we could come the following day. In the meantime we had a stroll around. This is walking street where there's a lot of shops and mobile as well. Mopeds are the main transportation. The taxis are also mobile mopeds. It's a lot of fruit and vegetables and fresh meat and fish that is on the markets, and even the police has a sort of a moped, even that doesn't work. So we stayed there for the night, for the evening, and went back to our place a bit. And there's also a Thai massage a lot of the places, bars, grills, all over the place. And we were anchored at the Sunset Beach, and you can see that it's called that. So the following morning we take the dinghy up from the beach, and we have to take it high because it's more than 2 meters in tidal differences. So we went back to Korea. And it's a beautiful anchorage where we were, and we like the quality of it compared to on the southern side where there's much more. But even ours, our favorite little hotel called Flower Power, but it was a bakery, so of course it was spelled with a W. They all get their goods and personals from these longtails that are anchoring out there. And also there's a lot of carrying, there's a lot of hard work for this. And also there is still this area was affected by the tsunami, so you have these signs every now and then. Escape routes for it. So we're back to on the south side, which is the Sunrise Beach, and sort of hustle and bustle there. People are coming up and doing excursions and being ferried back and forth to different places. The longtail boats are really beautiful, and they are maneuvered in a fantastic good way of these people that are driving them. You can see that here, a little bit fast moving sequence of it, moving around it like it's nothing else. It's very tight, squeezes all over the place. There's also a lot of fish around the boat when we were anchored, and these guys were the lazy ones. They were every now and then catching a fish, but they were always chasing each other to get the fish instead of catching their own. So there was plenty of fish under the boat, and also we went on several snorkeling trips. That was really nice, and a lot of colorful fish and coral. from our last day on Koh Lipe, we're going to clear out, but of course there was a shipload of people just landing before us, so we had to wait in line for it, clearing in and clearing out. But it went smooth in a way, and we prepare ourselves from going back to Langkawi. This is one of the hotels that you can see there. It's in one of the jungles. But our favorite place was the Flower Power Hotel. As you can see, we enjoyed our beach and we could watch our boat in the distance. On the Sunset Beach, we took a walk to one of the more secluded hotels that was on the beach, and got around there as well. It was a nice and relaxed beach that we were at, and we enjoyed the peace and quiet compared to the southern side where there's a lot of hustle and bustle. And every evening when we come to sunset, there was a lot of people coming out to watch the sunset, both on boats and of course on the beaches that were there. There was some of the hotels there, they were collecting people that were sitting and watching, and it was nice. And we were preparing for moving on back to Langkawi again from Koh Lipe and the island group over towards Malaysia again. We cleared in at the same place we cleared out, and then we went back to Langkawi to be hauled out at C&D Marina, which is at the Langkawi Bay. We were hauled out by a crane and then moved on to a travel lift and transported into our position, and we were preparing the boat for half a year on land. So after preparing the boat for a period on land, rinsing everything with fresh water and drying it out, and conserving the engines and whatever, we finally put the shade canvases on the boat and tapped her and said goodbye and thank you for treating us so well, and checked into hotel with air conditioning. That was nice. We took some excursion in town, buying some canvases and enjoying the pool.